Welcome back to the X Games, ladies and gentlemen. Benson and Mr. X going to be guiding you through game number 1 here, and it's a good one as well. Two of the hottest teams in the Pro League going to be going toe-to-toe in round number 1.
I mean, this is a potential series that could go the distance, right? We talk about seeing our first 7-game series,
11.
Game 7. I totally think this one has potential.
Definitely. TCM, of course, going up against eLevate. These guys have been looking so good. I'm going to kick things off talking about TCM. Yeah. I briefly said in the pregame show, this was a team when they came over to North America.
You were a hater.
The thing with that is, if I say, oh yeah, TCM's easily, they're going to be X Games, they'll win a medal, everyone's like, oh, you're so biased because you're European. So I kind of went too far the other way, because this team is stacked with talent. First of all, we've got to give some massive love to Gunchi, who came over, played a huge stint of the season for TCM, before kind of going into a little bit of retirement. Hopefully he comes back, fingers crossed.
That'd be cool.
You don't know. Yeah. But they picked up Mad Cat. Since picking up Mad Cat, this team has been unstoppable.
They've been on a tear since picking up Mad Cat. He's a huge difference maker.
Yeah,
I mean, he's one of the best slayers in the world, I'd say, at this point in time.
I would agree.
I mean, just a huge power player. I mean, you combine him with Jerd and Moose, the OBJ work that Shane does. You have a very well put together team. I think they're actually in a really good weekend.
They really are. I just kind of feel bad from the first games against eLevate of all teams. But as we said, TCM looking so good. And for me, that man on your screen has such an important role, Jerd. You look at, for example, the team, you look at Mad Cat, oh yeah, he needs to go off, But Jerd, if he's doing what he wants, like you've seen him do time and time again, TCM have a really good chance of winning this first round.
For me, it's not even Jerd in this series.
I think it's Moose.
I look at Moose. I mean, you have Temp on the other team. I mean, we'll talk a little bit about what he can do. But Moose with that AR is going to need to win most of his engagements against Temp. I mean, he loses those. It's going to be so difficult for Jerd in Jerd and Shane to get going in Respawn.
Yeah, Shane, he's a huge part of the team as well. Of course, you're going to see him always on the objective. A fantastic player. When it comes to CTF, he's known for his bamboozling flag runs. We've seen him do it in the Pro League, and it's something else. It really is. He's a really talented player. Hopefully he can have a great performance here at the X Games, because you think about what this means for this team, right? It's a European squad who flew all the way out to America. They wanted to play in the Pro League. They managed to secure themselves in the next season, but now you're at the season finals, Matt. You need to play well, and you want to walk away with a medal as well.
Yeah, I mean, they proved that they can hang, obviously, during the regular season. If they don't place in the medals or they don't place high, what does that really go to show? You know what I mean?
Because if they pick up like an X Games medal,
that's
so big for the European Call of Duty community as well.
It's huge for Call of Duty in general,
These guys can play. I mean, we know they can. We've seen them play against the best teams, but can they do it when it matters? And as we said, round 1 is not going to be an easy kind of picking for them. They're playing against Team eLevate.
Yeah, they have a tough draw with eLevate. eLevate, one of the best teams in Call of Duty. I mean, they had a good showing at UMG Cali. They had replays.
Replays is a pickup. They didn't have that full team.
Yeah, they didn't have a full team. But I think the real story with them is Temp. Yes. I mean, Temp, his stats online were ridiculous. It was like a .38 KD. Everyone was like, oh, can he do it at LAN? Can he do it at LAN? That was really the story. Shows up to Cali, crushes.
He does it
same
at LAN.
exact stats. You expect him to have a huge weekend here at X Games.
And I feel like people don't realize that either. Like, they look at his stats and, whenever we're talking about it on Esports Report or whatever, people are like, oh, he's online. He got the exact same stats. Yeah. Everything the same when it mattered on LAN. Can he repeat at the X Games, though? Because this is the thing for me. We look at this squad, a lot of young players. How are they going to cope with the pressure? Maybe not round number 1, but as you get further on in the tournament, when you're fighting for that medal, what's going to happen?
We've seen them all play in big game situations. I mean, TJ slacked with Most Wanted. Him and Classic together, they kind of made some long runs towards the end of Ghost. You expect them to play pretty good. And then TJ, I think as one of the youngest players in Call of Duty, probably one of the most talented as well. I mean, he can do everything. I
mean, TJ won the regular season 2 Uplink Player of the Year. He's going to be someone that you really want to watch out for. His movement mechanics are just unparalleled. No one else can even touch it. The way he intercepts a drone in midair, he just has that timing down to just perfection. He really does.
And I think if Temp kind of plays how we've seen him play online and then at the previous event, I think this team probably goes through this series, pretty, I don't want to say easily, but they kind of get by TCM. I think Classic's a big player for them, though. Yeah. Classic goes off and you get good play out of Temp. You know what you're going to get out of TJ and Slack on a game-to-game basis. This series would be extremely difficult for TCM to win if Classic plays well.
I feel like people always kind of forget about Classic. Yeah. He's been playing really well all throughout Advanced Warfare, and people are just kind of like, oh yeah, Classic. They don't really rate him as highly as
it was the same thing when him and Slack teams with Most Want. Like, we wouldn't talk about them pre-event, and then you'd get to the next event, and they would place in the top 3. So you kind of look at this team the same way, but I think, Temp is so talented. I think definitely going to have another breakout weekend like last.
Oh, he's just so good. Yeah. He really is. Like, it's going to come down in a lot of these games that you're going to see TCM versus eLevate play. to those big AR gunfights and who's going to be winning them for both those two teams. Talk about briefly predictions before we get game number 1 underway. We both had eLevate walking away with a medal. It was a bronze medal in our bracket show. But in terms of this game against TCM, what do you think the scoreline's going to be?
I had this one at 4-2 eLevate.
4-2?
Yeah, I don't think it goes the distance. I think it lasts pretty long, though. I think TCM's a very talented S&D team that doesn't even really play to their strengths here because eLevate's a very good S&D team as well. I think the first respawn looks like it's going to be a solo hardpoint. I think that's a huge one for TCM. I mean, that's one that you can have like Mad Cat, Moose run 2 ARs.
Right.
And maybe, I think those 2 ARs are probably stronger than the second AR on eLevate. I think that would probably be run by like Slacked or Classic. I think they're probably stronger than those players. So look to see if TCM can take map 1.
I mean, statistically, I believe TCM had a higher win percentage on hardpoints. I think it was 61% to I think 48% from eLevate, if I'm not mistaken. So look for them to come out strong, and for me, TCM need to come out strong. First time they were at X Games, you're going to be feeling hyped. Come out, put a strong showing in map number 1. Maybe they can steal the series.
Yeah, map number 1, as we said, going to be solo hardpoint. Going to look for the ARs to really dominate this one. And then the OBJ players going to look to see when those lanes open up that the ARs create, what kind of damage they can do. You're going to be looking at Shane, and you're going to be looking at TJ for their respective teams to really be pushing out those hills.
Well, game 8 seconds away from kicking off. Map number 1 here at the X Games, Matt. This is going to be a fantastic weekend of Call of Duty and 2 fantastic teams to kick things off. I want to start on board with Mad Cat. His assault rifle has just been godlike throughout the season, and honestly, since joining this team, like we said, they've been looking phenomenal. He already has a couple of gun engagements, wins his first one, can't find anyone else but Jerd on the hardpoint early for TCM.
Yeah, it looks like Jerd going to be able to control that with the AR. It's going to be TCM getting out to an early lead. Then you have Mad Cat, like you said, with an AR in his hand. It looked like the second AR for this eLevate team is going to be Slacked. And you have Classic using one as well. So they're going to start things out with 3 ARs and 1 submachine gun. That's going to make things extremely difficult for TJ to get near the hill.
Mad Cat just slaying. Unfortunately, player comes in from behind. You've got Classic now on the hardpoint for Team eLevate. Just trying to see if you can pick off any of those TCM players. But with 20 seconds left on the hardpoint, TCM may be thinking about trying to hold that top spawn, make sure they have it locked in for that second hill.
Yeah, you can see, though, eLevate starting to pick things up a little bit. You saw Classic in the kill feed. You see TJ now in the hill, winning some engagement with the ASM-1. You have Slack, though, on a 4 streak, Ben, starting off pretty hot here, 5-1. Going to need to have a great series out of him. I mean, we spoke to him on the ESR maybe a week ago, and didn't have a chance to compete at Champs. Didn't have a chance to compete at Cali. This is the first event we've seen out of Classic in a while. Definitely wants to come out, have a great weekend. Looks like he's getting off to a fantastic start.
I mean, he's so driven for success, as you mentioned. Missed out on a lot of major events now. He's at the X Games starting things off. 7-1 on a 6 streak. Switches out to an ASM-1, going to challenge the hill. Unfortunately, I believe the player did sneak past him, but heads over towards bottom tunnel. Should be able to pick up another relatively easy kill, but may have to chase that, but players managed to evade him. So still at 7-1. It's like trying to give eLevate a good start here. And someone needs to kill, kill him, man. Like, the guy's on an 8 streak in game 1 here at X Games. Really turns and burns on someone, but Moose finally ends that kill streak.
I mean, a 9-2 start at a Slack, that's exactly what you wanted from eLevate. Not the fastest of starts out of him, 8-6, but still respectable, still positive in the department. But you see Slack still 11-2, Ben. Can't be stopped right now by the guys on TCM. Moose struggling, 2-8. Running a submachine gun. I'm surprised he's now going to run an AR to match the 3 ARs of eLevate.
Well, you still have, in fact, now just only Mad Cat running that battle, so we'll see if he can try and lock it down. But eLevate early to the rotation, managed to get the early time on this hardpoint. Mad Cat now trying to break it from the side. Going to come into a couple of players from eLevate, fires his gun, so they're all going to turn around. Doesn't pick up a single player, and eLevate just locking it down right now, Mr. X.
If TCM doesn't switch and add at least 1 more AR, this is going to be such a hard map for them to win. Almost impossible. You see TJ pushing out those spawns, killing people before they can even get near the hill. Classic doesn't even have to do much of anything. He just has to come out and fight 1 engagement, and then they got 2 ARs left on the hill behind to really fight those 1 or 2 players, stragglers that are going to be coming. So definitely a great start if you're an eLevate fan. It's going to be TCM, though, getting the hill back. See Slack throwing out some stuns. He's going to switch to an ASM-1. I imagine that's just for this hill. This hill, the garage hill, you can get away with an extra ASM-1. I think once we go back up top, as you see TCM rotating through the right side of the map, you're going to see extra ARs for this top spawn.
So this rotation is going to be key here for TCM. They've been outdone in the last 2 hardpoints, and that's kind of giving you a very big eLevate early lead, 83-38. TCM need to lock down this hill, and Mad Cat doing a good job of just picking up Slack down that left-hand side, but looks like a lot of the gun action is going to be coming from the other side, and it's going to be Shane covering the right-hand side. And One player in that bottom middle area may peek up and challenge, but doesn't matter. Mad Cat shuts down Classic with the Bal, and this is exactly what TCM needed, Matt. They rotated, managed to win the early gunfights, now picking up that early time.
Yeah, I mean, they have a chance to make up a ton of time on this hill. You
go.
see Shane going to fight that player in the middle. He's going to be able to take him out. Going to start pushing out these spawns on the right-hand side. But no, if you're TCM, you can make this close going into the second rotation of hills.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you're not going to get that bad first half out of Moose. I mean, 2 seconds ago, he was, what, 5 and 12?
Yeah,
Like that.
it was a struggle.
Yeah, bringing it back to 8 and 13. I mean, you don't expect him to have that bad of a second half.
Right. Mad Cat did such a good job, and now the game only at 10
Right.
points. And honestly, TCM, if they want to, could actually just give that up and rotate. And oh, well, that kind of epitomizes Moose's early game at least. A little bit of a turn on there from TJ. But Mad Cat should be able to lock down this next hill early. Just try and pick up those eLevate players rotating down this street side. There's the first. Can he find the second player? Actually dash right past him. He does clean up two. Sees the third double jumping. That's going to be Classic. Classic wins a gunfight, but Jerd on the hard point now for TCM.
But still, you know, Mad Cat able to push that out, take out 2 players charging from eLevate. It's going to make it pretty easy for his teammates to hold that. One thing that I noted, you know, eLevate played for that garbage time. They gave up a ton of early time on the beginning of this hill, letting, you know, TCM really just hold it for the extent of this. And now you see TJ on the hill. He's going to be holding it for eLevate. This one looks like it could potentially just be traded back and forth for the rest of the time. If you're TCM, though, you kind of almost count this as a win. If you can get it to within 10 points going into the second rotation of hills, I mean, you had a pretty bad start out of Moose. I mean, Moose picks it up here in the second half. You look at TCM, maybe be able to take this first map.
Shane trying to do the objective work on the hard point. Mad Cat coming in from around the outside with the Bal. Oh, okay then. Grassy just turns around and gives him the business. Shane, though, pushing the hard point once again with the ASM-1. A couple of players going to be in there. There's the first. Can he find the second? No, he can't. Classic just doing such a good job of trading these kills on this hard point.
But you see, when Shane jumps in there with the ASM-1, there's nobody there to trade it with him. I mean, he picks up that first kill. If he has a teammate behind him able to pick up Classic, that's time that TCM's going to get. Nobody there to trade kills. Just need to work on that teamwork a little bit more.
Slacked now, trying to think about this next hard point. Of course, going to the second rotation of hills. eLevate 118 to 95 in the lead. This game is still workable for TCM. As you mentioned, you know, Moose starting off slow. If he can pick things up in the second half, TCM can easily come back into this game. But this first hill was where TCM picked up a lot of time in that first rotation. They're going to need to do something similar again here now.
Well, they got a lot of time early, and then Slacked and TJ started to heat up a little bit on the hill, and then it went all in favor of eLevate after that. It looks like it's kind of what's going to happen here at the same point in time. I mean, Mad Cat's going to pick up one on the hill, but it looks like eLevate's going to play for this middle time. As long as Mad Cat, I would actually have not pushed the hill.
I was going to say,
I would have actually kind of sat back, just watched it from afar, just kept slaying out, but he's going to jump on it, he's going to fall. See TJ able to take it back. See, if Mad Cat just sits there in bottom glass, he's able to just defend it from afar. I mean, if nobody gets time, that's a win for your team.
TJ currently 24 and 22, but it's Slacked at 23 and 16, who has just had a great hardpoint solo thus far. Game just about now 30-point lead for eLevate. TCM getting that favorable up top spawn. Slack not able to connect with any bullets, but his teammates somehow managed to stay alive. Finally, they fall. Moose and Jerd break off the hard point. TCM looking at coming back into this game now on this hill.
It's interesting. Moose has almost kind of switched to a role that you would normally see Jerd play.
Right.
Like Moose is kind of in the hill playing that fast, aggressive pace. And you see Jerd playing a little bit further away, and he's able to do that with the ASM-1. I mean, Jerd's shot is just so accurate. And it's actually impressive that TCM's able to hang this close with them, running just Mad Cat with that AR.
Right.
I mean, if they had a second AR, I think this game's probably a lot closer.
Very surprised they haven't kind of
adjusted, right? There's really been no adjustment at TCM.
Yeah, that's could potentially cost them, but as we said, game definitely still close as it stands, but you can see the early rotations come in for eLevate now, going into this next hard point. They're locking things down. TJ, huge right now for eLevate. He needs to try and pick up those players as they rotate. Plays for his life. 2 players pushing from TCM though, and he does fall. Classic's going to be left in a pretty tough situation. Last man on the hill, and Jerd's going to break through. That's what you want to see from Jerd. Unfortunately, he falls. Shane in position to trade the kill. Now, can he help the anchor lock down this right-hand side?
Oh, they need to push this right-hand side out. Once you get into the hill, you need to just flood right through it and push out that other spawn, because now you're going to get eLevate so close to the hill to try and be able to break it. You see Temp's going to pick up one in the kill feed. Classic with another. I assume they're going to start swarming here soon. Shane, though, has the hot hand for TCM on a 6 streak, doing all he can to defend it, but you saw that one coming, Ben.
Yep.
You know, because they didn't push that out, just let eLevate just suffocate them in the hill.
Kind of played a little bit passively there. You want to see them push out, take the fight to eLevate 10 point, oh, sorry, just over a 10-point game, 159 to 148. TCM fighting for the scrap time. This 12 seconds could be the difference between winning or losing. Mad Cat, meanwhile, he's going to go for one final push. Picks up one. Can he find the second? Jumps in, misses the melee. Now the rotation comes in. This was a hill. TCM TCM held for a huge chunk of time last time. They're going to be just 21 points down. Jerd picks up one. Can he stay alive? Yes, he can. Nice movement. And TCM now looking to control this second to last hard point.
But
wow.
Temp with the two-piece there at the top of the hill. And I was actually going to say, you know, Madcap pushing that last hill, he was trying to get that garbage time, which would have kind of brought TCM to about tie game. But they needed him on that early rotation. Tom, he's the only one with an AR.
Right.
I mean, at that point, you're having Temp up top fighting players with subs at a distance, especially on a hill like this. I mean, it's going to be easy pickings, and TCM gets a little bit fortunate, able to still control this hill. And now eLevate, they're kind of in, you know, panic mode. They're just trying to push from any way they can. They need to make a good push together, and TJ picking up one, Classic with another one. You see Classic kind of switch to an AR in the kill feed. TJ with a stun kill. Mad Cat's gonna need to go big for TCM here.
Yeah, he needs to at least pick up one, not able to do so. Shane goes for just a random flying contest. 12 seconds left. Jerd, so big now. Their scrap time really is important for TCM if they want to have a chance of winning. Moose needs to win the gunfight, can't do so. 181 to 166. 3 seconds left. Now, the rotation to the final hard point. TCM should be able to get over there in time, but Jerd's gonna fall, and eLevate could have just sealed the deal.
Yeah, eLevate rotated 2 players early, and those 2 players, I believe it was Slack and TJ, able to win all their engagements on that side of the map. Slack with a huge 3-piece there. At the end, you have Slack on a 3 streak, you have Temp on a 3 streak as well. Looks like eLevate's gonna be able to put this one away.
Yep, that should seal the deal, as I said. 200 to 166. Slack just went massive right there for his team. Just that early rotation kills, basically just won them the game. TCM though, for me, big story map number 1, Matt, didn't really adapt to what was given to them, and that's an issue.
No, and a big issue with TCM is, you know, Shane finishes with 29 kills, Moose with 21. You need Moose to have more kills than Shane. That sounds kind of like, well, it doesn't really matter as long as somebody picks up the kills, but still Moose is in that Slayer position that's trying to open up lanes for players like Shane and Jerd. When you have Shane and Jerd slaying and Moose not, I mean, Shane and Jerd are actually on fire at that point. Because, you know, their lives are much harder to be able to slay into those hills. If Moose is able to pick up some kills, that's a big difference. But you're right, they should have adjusted mid-game.
eLevate, they're going to go 1-0 up in the series, and of course, best of 7 here at the X Games, which I'm so excited for. So, in case you're kind of new or unfamiliar with how the best of 7 format's going to work, you may be used to seeing Search and Destroy's map number 2. That's not going to be how it is here at X Games. We're going to go straight into another respawn uplink, then Search and Destroy.
I mean, uplink's amazing. Why not? Just add more uplinks.
For me, though, TCM losing map number 1, that could hurt them massively, because uplink, playing against TJ, as I said, you know, regular season, season 2 uplink player of the year, that's going to be pretty tough matchup for the guys over at TCM. For now, though, we're going to head over to a quick commercial break. When we return, game number 2 of the series. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the X Games. Benson and Mr. X guiding you through match number 1 here. It's going to be eLevate versus TCM. eLevate 1-0 up in the series after a big halfway win. You see the guys in the booth. All smiles, man. All smiles.
Temp's pretty happy. Dancing in the booth. He's listening to some jams.
We at the X Games. We at the X Games.
Right, there's just like an energetic
Yo,
vibe
it's like
here
just
at
got
the
completely rich. Oh, F5.
Yeah, he did.
F5. He was like, yo, hit me with the high five classic. Meanwhile, the boys over in the TCM booth.
Much different vibes between the 2 booths.
Shane's like, yo, we probably need to win this the second map.
Right, well, this is where the most drastic change comes with the best of 7.
Right.
You don't get that S&D map number 2, you're actually going to get an uplink. So the game we're going to go into is going to be a comeback uplink, which this one, I think definitely favors eLevate from the standpoint that, you know, TCM, obviously they had to adjust coming over to North America. Not the best uplink team, right, by any stretch of the imagination. eLevate, very talented on this map, especially, you know, this game mode as well. I mean, TJ, we said one of the best uplink players in the game. You see the rest of the series will be Detroit Search and Destroy, a Biolab CTF, a Hardpoint Retreat, Detroit uplink, and then if it goes to Game 7, it's going to be a Riot S&D. But we can jump right into the game, Ben, so this one's getting underway.
Yes, comeback uplink map number 2. And TCM winning that early gunfight and getting control of Glass. Should be able to dunk in a 2-point play hit with Moose, who is able to. So good start coming in from TCM. But now the question is, can they go for those kills? Mad Cat, he's just going to be staying in Glass. That's the strat right now. If you're new to competitive Call of Duty and you're playing uplink comeback, you want to have your AR just locking down this side of the map.
Glass control and spawn them green. Yep, pretty much what you want to do on both sides of the map. You see it's going to be Mad Cat. Still locking that down. Jerd going to push straight through Glass. He's going to be able to take out one, not to get a second one. It's going to be Temp and Classic in the kill feed. Now, with the drones, going to be Classic. It looks like he's got open, Rain to go for a 1-point throw. He's going to just toss this one in, and I like that play from Classic. So many times we see players, they try and force that 2-point opportunity that's not really there. Right there, Classic just taking those early points.
It was really, really heads-up play because the rest of his team were just trying to make sure they had control of glass. They weren't sure where TCM were going to be coming from. They actually came from that bottom middle side, so really that 1-point play, the best situation that could have come from that. So still 2-1 in favor of TCM. Mad Cat last man up with the Bell, trying to, again, get that kill in glass. Finally able to do so, but the drone going to be thrown in for another 1-point play, that time from Slack, so game tied at 2-2.
What's crazy is that Mad Cat is doing as good a job on temp as you possibly could as an AR. I mean, Mad Cat was crushing the first map, starting off 7-2 here in the second map, but still a tie game. I mean, the subs can't really get anything going for TCM. You see Shane making it over the wall, going to go for that 1-point throw. Smart play as he was getting tagged up from behind, but you need really Moose and Jur to go off. If you're getting this type of play out of Mad Cat and those two players play well, you should be able to take this respawn.
Oh, Temp looking to try and pick up a 3-piece there, but Slack picks up the drone and he's going to go straight down bottom middle.
Oh!
Intercepted out of the air, but a nice kill comes in from Slack. He's going to be able to pick that up and just double jump up. 2-point play. eLevate now lead 4-3.
What's crazy is like eLevate's in the lead, but I feel like what we've seen so far, like TCM's controlled the game.
Right. It's
like Mad Cat
strange.
has been kind of dominating at 7-3.
But I feel like he needs help though. Like, he's getting all those kills in glass, but his teammates need to kind of help him out there. As Judd actually passed the drone to his teammate, who I don't think really actually expected that. He's like able to pick up the drone and get it out of his base. Judd now trying to slay from behind enemy lines, going to throw out the stun grenade. That could be huge for him to try and pick up another kill. Not able to do so. Mad Cat, he's going to drop as well. Leave Shane last man standing. He's going to throw out that stun. Needs to win this gunfight, but not able to do so. That was actually Temp with the drone firing a stun, picking up that kill.
Yeah, and he's going to bounce that drone down, reset his armor, see if his teammates can pick up some kills. They're not going to be able to, so he's just going to reset the drone. Smart play right there from Temp.
Yeah, recognize he had TJ in glass. Just reset that drone and allow TJ to slay out. Unfortunately, TJ not able to do so. 3-9 start from him. Not what you expect when it comes to uplink.
Yeah, but you expect him to just make big plays. Right?
That's true.
No, he's not going to put up the flashiest stats or numbers, but he always is in a position to make big plays. I mean, how many times have we seen him come up with a big interception or a big score late in an uplink game? Yeah, a game to win it. But starting out here, you can still see Temp at 11-6 on a 4 streak here, locking down glass. And for TCM, looking at Mad Cat, 12-5. Everybody else kind of around even. I mean, except for Moose. Moose still struggling, and that's kind of been what the story was of the first map. Looks like we're gonna have the same thing here in map number 2.
Yeah, essentially. What did TCM kind of need to do? What are the change that needs to happen here for you?
I mean, maybe you need to get Moose an AR. I mean, what is he running right now by any chance? So he's got an AR in his hand, just it's not working for him. Maybe you got to let. I mean, I've even seen Shane run an AR. Maybe just make that kind of transition. Let Shane run an AR and post up. Because if you're going to run an AR and you're going to post up and you're not going to get kills, you're basically just going to leave Jerd and Shane out the drive.
Yeah, 3 players go down in Classic. Just going to jump in. 2-point play from him. Now eLevate leading 7-3. Still minute 4, and this is why glass is so important, because that green spawn is just so tough to fight for. But I love that play from TCM. They sent 2 players on the overextend, but they need to win the gunfights, otherwise Classic is going to pick up that drone. And now look at how open he is to the enemy base. Going to go for the 1. No, doesn't. Decides to maybe push for the 2. Maybe a little bit of greed coming in, but teammates in a position to slay outside. Temp just needs to help his teammate out, but jumps in for 2. 9-3 now with 40 seconds left.
Yeah, fantastic stun right there out of Temp. He's able to pick up the kill as well. Going to start rotating back towards that drone. He's going to get taken out from behind, but you see eLevate here in the second half of this game has done a phenomenal job just controlling glass. Yeah. I mean, the guys from TCM not even got anywhere close to it. The only one who has is Mad Cat. So you see he tried to push in. Jerd's going to push in, try and get 1. He's going to be able to take out 1. Not able to take out the second player, though. Slacked and Classic in the kill feed. So you see it's going to be eLevate with that drone, pushing up the map, going to be going for another score, try and end this game.
Yeah, he's going to throw it for 1, and that will be the time. 4 minutes, 46 seconds. 10-3 game, so a 7-point lead. It's not the biggest lead in the world. It's very quick. You just get a couple of 2-point plays back to back. You get them in a spawn trap, and you're easily back in this game. So it's nothing to worry about for TCM. But again, you just want to see them win more of those gunfights. At the start of the game, Mad Cat was doing such a good job of locking down that glass side, but just didn't have the help and support he needed from his teammates. And you look at that scoreboard. Moose is 7-14, Shane at 8-11. Now, obviously, kills and deaths don't tell the full story, but you need players slain.
Well, you need the players that are going to get aggressive into the base. I mean, we saw Moose and Mad Cat actually pick up kills over on glass side. They were able to get drone, but once they got drone and they tried to push into the base, the subs never came up with kills to be able to push it in and get those 2-point scores. Now Shane tried to go for 1 right there, banks off the wall. Moose going to pick up the 2-piece, not able to get that drone back though. going to go in the hands of Classic as he's going to be pushing down the right-hand side, trying to go for one. He's going to get taken out. Right now, this game just a complete toss-up. Nobody has any real strong map control. It's going to be Jerd, though, with the drone, trying to go middle with it. He's going to get shut down, and seems like TCM getting a little bit desperate just trying to run the drone by themselves.
You got plenty of time.
Right.
4 minutes. Just take your time, you know, just try and set up, go for those kills, get control of glass, then make a play. Maybe you just start it off with a 1-point AC throw. You see a lot of teams kind of start that relay of caps just with a 1-point AC throw. You get a player in the enemy base, and then you start slaying out. Meanwhile, Jerd's wrapped all the way back to his base, recognizing they have 0 control of glass. He's going to fall, though. That means Mad Cat moves so huge, but Temp currently on a 5 streak. He's going to fall. Classic now with a drone, and he may be able to just throw this in for 1.
Yeah, Temp obviously as one of the best ARs in the game, pretty hot right now. You know, 22 and 11 was on a 5 streak. Classic with a 1-point throw, extending that lead for eLevate. And you see, you know, right now they can't get Temp outside of glass. I mean, right now they're able to take him out, but you see Classic set up with a Bal up top AC, and then, you know, TJ running about as well. You know, not putting up the best stats, but still just doing a nice job gaining map control for his team.
That's been the key right now for eLevate. They're leading 11-13. Temp's going to pick up the drone. Curious to see if he's just going to play it. Yep, does so. Smart play from him. Teammates really just want to get themselves situated. They can now slay out and then go for the push on kind of the second wave of TCM plays.
Yeah, and you see that's exactly what they were set up for. You see Slack's going to be able to pick up one, TJ with another. He's going to challenge the player around the corner. He's going to be able to take out Shane. And you see now it's going to be eLevate running the drone up the map. It looks like it's going to be Classic. Going to pick up that drone. TJ in the TCM base trying to slay out. They're going to go for a 1-point score. I like that. Now they're still in position to set up for more scores as TJ still locking down the base on a 6 streak, starting to really heat up.
This game is getting out of control right now.
Out of hand, yeah.
TCM needs to just slow down the game. It seems like they're kind of playing just like so frantic, not able to do anything. And TJ now on a 6 streak. Classic's going to dunk in for 1. 7 streak for TJ. He falls. Temp on a 3 streak. Everyone from eLevate just seems to be on a kill streak right now.
The thing for TCM is they're trying to get all these players of eLevate out of the base, and they just can't do it. And as that's happening, you know, Classic just picking up the drone, just running it in. I mean, TCM has not been able to do anything really on this side of the map. You expect them to make a little bit of a comeback, and it's just been eLevate the entire game.
10-point lead. 2 minutes left. Can TCM make a fantastic comeback? It's going to start here with Jerd with the drone. May just go for the 1, throws it, and connects. Despite TJ, who was just kind of set up ready and waiting to double jump up. But the problem they have is, look, they get the 1-point play, which is like, great, but then everyone died.
Yeah, and Moose is set up right next to the drone. Let Slack just kind of pick it up and reset it. I mean, not even going to come out and challenge him. Then he's going to try and run behind into glass, take out 3 players. I mean, just not a smart play right there from TCM. TCM just getting outworked here and come back up link.
Yep, minute 30. Time ticking still down by 9. Shane wins the first gunfight. Waiting. The drone has, of course, reset. And eLevate more than happy to just keep picking that up. And I imagine he's just going to reset it again.
Yeah. Yep. There's no reason for them to keep going for scores, right? I mean, if they don't have map control, there's no reason to force the issue. Temp picking up another kill in the kill feed. I feel like we just keep saying that over and over again on a 3 streak. But he's 32 and 14.
That's
just dominating the game. I mean, it's just a silly stat line.
And what was crazy was, you know, Mad Cat started off hotter at the very beginning of this game, and Temp kind of
you can only shut down a player like that for so long before, you know, Temp is about to start, you know, racking up kills. And it's kind of unfortunate. You know, if TCM had some help from Mad Cat at the beginning, maybe they're able to, you know, put some more points on or really stop eLevate from putting on the hurt here. But no help from Mad Cat early.
Jerd with the drone. Currently down 15-4. Gonna pass that, and I believe, no score comes from TCM, despite having so many bodies around them. Moose pretty much one shot. Gonna challenge, picks up 1 kill. Drone's gonna be dipping over towards bottom middle, and Classic will be able to escape as well.
Yeah, Classic gonna try and dip out. He's gonna get taken out. Moose with the drone for TCM. Looks like he's gonna be able to put in a score. She does, but still, too late, yeah.
Yep, 17 seconds left. This is over. 15-6, the score for eLevate. They're gonna go 2-0 up in this best of 7. And honestly, we kind of said at the beginning when we were talking about predictions, that first hard point was so important for me for TCM.
Oh, they needed to really win that first hard point. Now, being down 2-0, going to be pretty difficult to come back. And you see Temp really starting to heat up. I mean, he dominated the second half of that game. I mean, he dominated the whole game.
He did.
I mean, Mad Cat got off to a good start, you know, within the first minute or 2. But after that, I mean, it was just all Temp. 35 and 15. It's absurd for an AR and come back up.
It's crazy. I know Mad Cat was actually playing without a headset for the first map, which is kind of crazy to think, you know, communication is going to be massively effective for that. But for now, eLevate 2-0 up in the series. Going to head to a quick commercial break. When we return, Search and Destroy. the MLG Pro League X Games presented by the Xbox One, the official console of MLG. We're at match number 1, TCM versus eLevate. And honestly, TCM boys not looking too good here in their first game.
Yeah, they didn't look too good that second game. No, the first game they were hanging for a little bit. Maybe they make an adjustment going in the second rotation of hills, or maybe able to make a comeback. But that second one, I mean, Temp just really in that second side of uplink just completely took over.
Just locks it down. That's what he does, man. That's what we've seen all season long. Is just him lock down huge areas of the map and just allow his teammates to run in and just get easy points in uplink. Now though, heading to Search and Destroy. It's going to be Detroit as well. I feel like it's going to be a map where TCM can maybe get some momentum back. It's going to be this one. I mean, having said that, maybe they go 3-0 down. Do we see the first 3-0 comeback?
I mean,
that could be pretty sick.
They go 3-0 down. If I am correct, I believe the next map is actually a hardpoint retreat. Be a really difficult one to win. Because that's another, it's not as AR heavy as I say Solar would be. But it's still pretty AR heavy. I think that would be a map that you would expect Temp to just kind of go ham.
Right, you see Shane often run the battle and retreat. Just kind of prefers it.
Temp is singing some kind of song.
He's like, yo, I'm good. I'm the best player at the X Games. Probably having like a mini rally. He's just like, yo, all right, we're going to win this Search and Destroy.
You talked about nerves with these guys. I mean,
he's good. Like, he's not worried at all right now. But as we said, Search and Destroy, need to see TCM come out and take this one. It was kind of in the bracket show, one map that we kind of both had TCM, I believe, winning was this. If they were going to make this series interesting, if eLevate win this, it's going to be easy for them.
Yeah, I mean, I had TCM kind of splitting one of those first 2 maps.
And they didn't do it.
And they didn't, so it's going to be very difficult. This is the map that I thought TCM would be able to control, but looks like we're going to see eLevate start on the offensive side of things. Going to be on board with TJ as he's going to be trying to push mid Atlas. Now, going to have Classic in Garage. Looks like TCM getting pretty aggressive.
Now, one thing TCM were known for when they first came out over to the US was a little bit of danger close and some grenades, but nothing there. Their grenade kills in Search and Destroy has just been unbelievable. They just have so many nade splits. I mean, you kind of saw it. One of the players from eLevate getting very, very weak at the start of the round mid-street. Classic in a bit of a gunfight over towards Garage. He's just going to take his time. TCM have kind of backed off from that gunfight. Meanwhile, Temp, he's going to be trying to work mid-street right now.
I mean, they don't need to fight that gunfight, TCM. I mean, they get that first blood, Jerd able to pick up TJ, and now you can just kind of back off and watch the bomb sites. And it looks like it's going to be eLevate trying to force their way in towards B. It's going to be very difficult for them to do this.
Classic with the grenade. Actually picks up the kill on
Fantastic play.
That was nice. Throws a grenade and then immediately challenges. Madcat not able to evade. 3 versus 3 now, as eLevate clearly making it known they're going to be heading over towards this B bomb site. And Classic with 28 seconds left. Peeks. Oh, has him weak. That was Jerd, I believe, who just managed to dip out, but he does clean up the kill. So now, just like that, TCM down a man. They're going to be trying to cave in mid-street. Shane left in a 1 versus 2. Would be for the 1 versus 3 clutch. He's going to see both players rotating over towards this bomb site. And if he's quick, he may be able to pick up this kill and get out. That's going to be tagged up from behind. Shane falls. Kind of like the way he played it, trying to be a little bit sneaky, but just unfortunately not quick enough for him.
I think Slack saw him at the last second coming down this street. Yeah, right here in front of him. Probably called out the Classic. You saw Classic try and get off bomb, but I think Shane might have been able to win that. He's able to take out Classic and then get into green. Probably would have been able to clutch that one up, but it's a fantastic comeback in that round for eLevate.
Yeah, you know, you kind of lose that first blood. Yeah. And then all of a sudden you kind of work that B bomb site. Big player from Classic to actually break into that bomb site in the first place. That kill on Madcat really allowed eLevate to get a lot of control.
I think Classic is such an underrated player in general.
That's what I was saying in the beginning. I feel like people don't talk about him enough. He's a very, very talented individual. Now that round number 2, TCM going to be on the attacking side, and it's going to be Shane going to be carrying that bomb.
Yep, going to throw both his nades out early. He's going to get a hit marker on the second one. But I never understood that. You know, you kind of need those nades later in the round. I mean, we saw how big that nade was for Classic. I mean, he was able to just really break through that B bomb site with it. See Shane just waste both of his right at the start.
And the weird part about that is, you know, he gets a hit marker on the second one. No one from TCM goes in for the challenge. No. You know the player's weak. Like, you have a higher chance of winning that gunfight.
And you know he's going to try and get out of that situation. I mean,
exactly.
You can
You don't get naded and just kind of stand there and just wait for another nade.
Right, you just don't wait, yeah.
Very, very weird play. But Madcat just taking his time. Again, TCM just being very cautious. And whilst all this is going on, Matt, you have Moose, who's going to be watching that A side. And he needs to be careful because there is TJ, who could potentially come in from around the outside here.
Yeah, TJ is going to set up in hospital, just kind of poking around, see if he can get a feel for where the TCM players are going. It's going to be a big gun battle in hospital. It's going to be TJ win that one against Jerd. So it's going to be eLevate with that man advantage. Now, you know, with the time dwindling down in the round, eLevate should know that TCM's going to be going over towards A. You're going to see them start to flood it right now. It's going to be Slack picking up one. Going to force Moose off. Temp is going to pick him up. It's going to be all up to Madcat.
Mad Cat left in a 1 versus 3. See if he can try and clean up some kills. He can't. He's going to fall. And for me, that was very, very strange. If you're TCM, you have to know eLevate is going to rotate as soon as Jerd loses that first gunfight to TJ. TJ's going to call it out. Moose didn't put himself into a good position to cover that bomb planter at all. The player from green just peeks out, picks up the kill, and gets away. So TCM at such a big disadvantage that round, like you need to position yourself in better places.
Or even, just show over at A and maybe set the bomb carrier to B.
Yeah, maybe just
try and
go
get
for a bluff,
a plant.
right?
Yeah, just try and get a plant down. I mean, right there, TCM just trying to force their way over towards A. Definitely not going to work against a team like eLevate. And I think this is a huge round for TCM. When they go down 3-0 rounds, does not look good for them to come back in this one.
Temp sitting at 3-1, continuing his hot handing. He's just seen a player dive over from A, and he's going to be calling out to his A. In fact, he sees 2, and Temp's going to stay. He's going to try and, well, easy first blow. I was going to say he's going to try and win a gunfight, but just made it look very simple. Picks up Jerd, now at the back of the spawn, just waiting to see if the other players from TCM are going to push him. 2 players from TCM have wrapped all the way back as TJ picks up Moose. Now, 2 versus 3.
Yeah, it's going to be Shane going to pick up another one, so we're going to have a 2v2. And look at this. This is exactly what I said TCM probably could have did the last round. You had TJ and slacked over by B. The guys from TCM rotated all the way over towards there. It was classic, just sitting on A bomb, planting by himself.
Just like, hey, guys, by the way, I'm planting the bomb. Teammates like, oh, well, okay, that just happened.
Well, it's a great play. I mean, even if TJ and Slack die, and you have the free reign of the A site.
Right.
If those 2 guys flying and get kills, I mean, the round is over. So, like, you're playing from an advantage regardless.
Well, is he no. I was going to say, there's no way he hops on that bomb. 19 seconds left, though. TCM going to have to try and do something. If they're not careful, they're just going to get pinched, and that's exactly what Temp is thinking. He's going to come in from around the outside. This should be an easy 2-piece. That's the first. That's the second. You kind of have to be aware of that. That's such
I feel
that's
like
an obvious play.
Like, TCM is making this way too easy for eLevate. Like, eLevate's making some great calls, but at the same time, like, TCM is just playing this so straight up that they're not really throwing anything different at eLevate. Like, eLevate can kind of read them every single time.
That was read like a book.
That was read like a book.
Yeah, that was very, very easy.
Classic just did a great job wasting enough time where Temp could flank. But even if Temp gets all the way around, I think he probably kills the guy planning and just runs away anyway.
Yeah, he just plays for his life, and then you get 1v2.
That's it, yeah.
Temp 6-1. Great start from him, and now TCM looks as if they're going to be very, very aggressive towards mid-street. Classic picks up Jerd for first blood. Classic gets a second kill. Temp gets another one, and Mad Cat's left by himself. 1 versus 4. And that was 15 seconds into the round, man.
I can feel bad for Mad Cat at this point.
That was very quick.
He's done everything so far in this series from TCM. I mean, they just need somebody else to show up, really help him out.
Yeah, need a little bit of help. As Classic picks up 3 that round. He's now at 5-2 as he cleans up Mad Cat here for the round-ending kill cam. And honestly, I thought this search and destroy was going to be a little bit closer. This has been very, very one-sided in favor of eLevate.
I mean, this couldn't be any more one-sided.
Yeah, essentially yes.
I mean,
haven't won a round.
I mean, you haven't won a round. I mean, 2 of your players got 1 kill. I mean, one of the others has 2. So,
yeah, it's not good.
Yeah. I mean, I thought when they went down
kills as his whole team
when they went down 3-0, I thought it'd be very difficult to come back. At this point in time, I mean, they're gonna need to play extremely well, and they're also gonna need eLevate to kind of give them some favors.
And the way eLevate's playing right now, can't see that happening. Those small mistakes, they're just not making. Slack gets first blood on Jerd once again. Classic should be able to clean up another kill. Does so. That was Mad Cat. Now a 3 versus 2, and they're just kind of brute forcing their way into these bomb sites, and the TCM just not reacting quick enough.
Yeah, and you see, Temp on the mini map. He's actually going to be coming on a flank. It looks like again. So Slack's going to be able to pick up Shane, but still, it's going to be Moose, last one alive. It's going to be just trailing all of the players from eLevate. He's going to get taken out. Wow. It's going to be a 5-0 lead for eLevate.
Look really good.
Man, I told you, coming to this event, I would not have been shocked if eLevate's in the finals. They play like this whole weekend. I can't imagine anyone play much better.
Slacked in the round-ending kill cam now. 5-1 from him. Temp 7-1.
It's interesting because we said when Slack didn't play at Cali, like replays would give them like an S&D advantage.
Right.
And Slack would kind of bring it in the response. Slack, I mean, he's not a bad S&D player. Like sometimes, like he's like hit or miss. Like sometimes he'll play like this, 5-1, and then sometimes he'll be 2-5, 2-6. So you're kind of just getting a little bit more inconsistent play out of him in Search and Destroy. But when you have Temp, who's consistent overall, and Classic was playing well, I think Classic is really the key. I mean, if he plays well all weekend long, this is a team that definitely has a good opportunity to place in the medals.
Well, you see eLevate now at 5-0. They're going to get very aggressive on TCM. Shane's going to drop, Moose is going to drop, Mad Cat and Jerd left in a 2 versus 4. And, Mad Cat's on the other side of the map.
Yeah.
So he's going to be in a 1 versus 4 again, makes it a 1v3, but there was absolutely 0 trading done from TCM at any point.
Well, it was the same issue we saw on Hardpoint. I mean, there was nobody there to trade with Shane. this game. I mean, nobody there trade at all. I mean, Madcap finishes 5 and 6, Shane 3 and 6, Moose and Jerd 1 kill apiece. I mean, on the flip side, Temp on a 7 streak. I think he had Classic finish on a 6 streak. I mean, just a dominant performance from eLevate.
And Jerd not looking too happy.
No, those guys don't look that happy.
Yeah, but eLevate 3-0 up now in the series, of course, best of 7, so have to get to 4 maps. And
yeah.
You said the next map was, you say hard?
I believe it's a hard point retreat.
Oh, well,
it's going to be next
this could
map.
be the first 4-0 here at X Games potentially.
No, actually, it would be a CTF bylab.
Oh, CTF bylab.
CTF bylab.
Yeah, of course, we forgot completely about CTF.
Yeah.
But for now, quick commercial break. When we return, head over to CTF bylab. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the X Games match number 1 here this year. Already going down, and eLevate look in full control of this series right now, man.
They dominated the S&D. They dominated the uplink. The first map was really the only one that was like,
oh, maybe TCM could
maybe
take it.
TCM is like in the game. They never made any adjustments, and they were very quickly out of the game. So eLevate really looking to close this one out here. It's going to be a Bylab CTF. TCM really needs to get on the board first. I think they need to get on the board early.
Yeah, they really do. Classic's just like, yo, I'm going to take a quick nap.
Nicky D's chill.
I mean,
that's what Nicky D does.
Hey, he's just such a kind of chill, composed player. You see, he's like all smiles.
Like I wouldn't be worried about that team. It's like keeping composure. I mean, Classic looks like he's like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, right? We're good.
And they kind of keep the younger players, if you will, kind of in that same vibe too, which is so
the younger players don't know any better.
Yeah,
like, whether
it's
they're nervous or not, they really just don't know.
It's just like,
they're
hey,
so young,
I
they
like
don't
this
even
is kind
care.
of cool.
Yeah.
I'm playing Call of Duty at the X Games.
Right.
Hey! Anyway, map number 4 in the series is going to be a CTF Biolab. Now, going into this, I favor eLevate. I really do. I don't know about how you feel. I think TCM are going to have to come out very, very strong. We didn't really see them adapt that much in the first respawn. It seems like Madcap and Moose both going to be running ARs. Over on the eLevate side of things, Temp,
Temp's
going
to be the only one.
And you're going to see actually just 3 SMGs come out.
It's going to be an SMG heavy start from eLevate. Temp, the only player with an AR. And it's going to be interesting. I think this is a map that you kind of want to ARs. It's actually kind of funny. It's like a very small map, but I think it's one that you want to ARs. And it looks like Jerd might be able to get a flag cap on the board
this
really
is exactly what you said, Matt. They need that first flag, and they're going to be able to run in and get that. For now, though, I want to see how eLevate is going to be communicating. Let's throw over to a Turtle Beach team chat with Team eLevate.
Back blue, you got me. Oh my, one shot back blue, one shot back blue.
I'm moving. Stay alive and get in the base.
Back at top blue.
Top blue, I got my
Good job, two. Shane and Moose, one top long.
Shane's, I stopped shooting him. He's one shot bottom blue, one shot bottom blue.
That's one purple, they're gonna be going green.
Top purple, one shot, Jerd. Top purple,
Back to base. I gotta
slow down.
We're good.
One's top purple, watch our flag. That one's definitely, I spawn snow. One's in elbow.
Oh, yeah, no, he's top purple. Might be an elbow, though.
Bio. He ran out.
Battle's no on our flag right now.
Pulling Shane, 3 aim.
Wow, Jerd,
Good
one
job,
shot.
use your sons.
He's snow, Jerd.
Yo, he's outside at the boxes. Dead.
Pick up orange too.
What's the bow?
Bow.
Got me about him, Bow.
Challenge
I hit orange.
They're stunned twice.
Yo, I think I might OE out spawn. I spawn purple.
Rush on the back, they're owing.
What's orange? Two of them. 2 orange and 1 bow.
Kids keep, one's behind you, Slag. He's running in front of you.
Alright, got me.
I'm pulling
Get
out.
our flag, they're pulling snow.
Yeah, pull green.
Snow, get it out. One top blue.
Top blue, no, he got me.
Gotta kill this kid right away if you can.
He shot the barrel.
Alright, right back. Come on. We're on bad side.
Good up.
Try and get one flag, please.
We're on good side.
There's
we're
bad
not,
side.
chill.
Oh, yeah, we are. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, one top purple.
One.
On their flag.
On bottom purple.
On our flag or?
There's.
Go on top purple,
In
guys.
blue.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta get temp out there.
One's talking rails.
Real
Talking
dead.
rails dead.
One's gonna be on the flag.
One's in the door. Blue door, one shot.
Bottom purple
Get
dead.
aggressive.
Blue door, one shot. And top purple. Side purple, you guys gotta kill him.
On the flag.
You guys gotta kill side purple, Jerd.
He got me. No, Moose is bottom purple.
He got me around the wall. Fuck. On the base.
Alright, slow down.
Stop,
Get
stop,
after
get
base.
it.
They're gonna pull it. right away.
You're stunned.
You can stop that.
Top blue.
He took a bow. He's flash really weak.
Got one bio.
No, front blue.
Ah, fuck. Front
Alright,
blue.
we're down 3.
Alright, just keep wrapping back.
Yeah, we're
We gotta.
One shot on
On
the
their flag, on
base.
their flag. Get a flag out here soon, hang on.
Ice, dead.
Bottom blue dead.
Nice.
Two.
One
Get ice.
bottom blue select.
Get ice.
He's chasing you,
Side by,
chasing
side by,
you.
side by.
Make it on blue, make it on blue, make it on blue behind
Bottom
you.
purple, bottom purple.
Bottom purple guy.
Alright, go for bottom blue.
You're gonna be
I'll
on
say hold
still
purple,
out,
hold
still out,
purple,
still
hold
out,
purple.
still out.
I'm moving.
You went top. Another one in perp. Bottom
They're
perp.
gonna be all over
Bottom
flag.
perp and top. Stuns. I'm gonna help you with flag.
Oh, I'm stunned, dude. Fuck. He's one shot back blue,
One
one
in
shot back blue.
Orange,
and
orange,
one guy-
orange moose, orange
one guy's
moose.
hit.
Pull orange.
They're
Okay,
both-
stop,
There's
man.
one more there, free fire.
They went.
Not a shot,
Nice.
Sam.
Alright,
Get that
right,
read,
right.
get that read, get that read.
Oh, inbound me. Inbound. He's in purple now.
Hold, go back to snow, Tim.
I'm stunning bow.
I stunned you, I think, Teach, sorry.
One's purple.
I'm
Oh,
stunning
no,
bow.
snow,
Outside
snow.
snow. Outside
Got
snow.
shot in the
Two in
back. It's in our
purple.
yellow.
Two in bow, man.
It's in our yellow.
Two of them.
You got me, dude. There's three snow,
there.
three snow.
Oh, one shot, flag.
Oi.
Alright, get a counter right here, let's go.
Yeah.
He's bottom blue.
Huge win right there.
One shot. Oh,
Got
huge
one.
win. Kill this kid bottom blue, guys.
Bottom blue.
Spawn
Got me.
behind him. Touch it. You guys gotta touch it. You
No,
guys
on
gotta
the
touch
flag,
it.
on the flag.
Bottom blue now.
Yeah, ready? Nice.
Pull it out.
I'll try.
Pull out.
I'm gonna try to get you guys.
Yeah.
Got your elbow.
Back blue on me.
One's our flag.
Jared's back blue, he's just gonna play kill.
Bow.
You guys gotta get kills
He's
quick.
out to our flag,
They're
out to our
gonna
flag.
pull.
I got
I spawn
stunned.
snow. They're going on flag.
Good job.
They're good.
We're fine.
I'm corner. One's a bow.
I have orange.
Push that, Nick.
Here. One shot. He's down in.
Matt, pretty surprised, to be honest with you. I thought eLevate was going to be feeling confident, a little bit of hype potentially coming through, but TCM looking good here in CTF BioLab. 3-0 lead with 30 seconds left. I highlighted Madcat for a big part of that kind of first half. 10 kill streak from him.
He's been crushing all series long. Hasn't really been an issue with him for TCM. It's kind of been, I think, the other guys. Mostly, I think you could look at Moose. Moose starting to have a good game. And you see it's going to be TCM getting out to a really early lead. But I think for eLevate, they just focus way too much on the flag.
Yeah.
No, you didn't see anyone posting up trying to get kills. I mean, now, if they're able to get this flag in, that would be huge for them. But Moose able to pick up one. Not going to be able to get the second. It looks like Classic going to be able to get the flag out, but not enough time. It's going to be TCM going into the second half up 3-0.
Yeah, very impressed by what I saw from the boys over at TCM, especially Madcat slaying. We kind of talked about it in that listening just between ourselves, just saying, Madcat is having a great series. He really is. He just needs some support from his teammates. 13-6 at the half. And eLevate look a little bit stumbled right now. I'm not entirely sure what just went wrong.
I would be careful though. Temp 7-12. Don't expect him to put up those same type of numbers in the
Very
second
rare.
half.
Very
if Madcat doesn't have that huge half that he had the first one, here in the second one, and Temp has a good one, this could get pretty close.
Well, for the second side, let's head over to a Turtle Beach team chat with TCM.
Got through. One side purple already got through as well. He's got cover. He's got so much cover.
Killed one of his cover.
It's the back crate.
He's in bio now,
He's gone.
He's gone.
Someone needs to pull away. Back crate. One more.
Get him,
Got the
get
flag
him.
carrier. What? To your left, Moose. Nice. Go, Moose! One more there.
Oh, wait, he's one shot at the back. That's good. Good shit.
I want to go by weak. Hallie. He's pushed out some bomb eskies. He's going to be on that flag. He's Cubby. No, I'm there. TJ there. Good shot.
One more on that flag.
Good shooting! Held no. Someone get by. Oh, now you're bottom of our base. I want to go P1 to bio.
He's side purple. I'm absolute.
He's going snake, I think. Two there.
One snake.
Weaker snake. Two bio, one snake. There was
One on
three.
base.
There was four.
There's two on base.
Good play, mate. No, one shot. There's three there.
Good shit.
There was three there, Joe. Watch out. Pull it straight away, yeah? Good stun, Joe.
Yeah, I got your P1.
Pull it out. No, he's already back in the base. Oh, got out. No, he's back in the base still. Have a got one shot. Next to you, mate. Oh, yeah. Lucky. I got the one. I'm coming.
No, I kept it out there. He's not going for it.
Bottom blue. The flag's there. Spawn purple.
Flag there.
There's no one.
Oh,
He's right behind me, bottom blue. Need to get back, boys. Back blue. One might already be there. Proper got. Let's calm this game down.
Two bomb purple.
Yo, they're fuel. We need to flood fire more. They're literally flooding it every time. Purple, one shot. Right, one's corner. You know what I'm here? I'm gonna need help third. I'm so stunned.
One bio. He's outside the base.
He's inside behind you, mate. Nice. Thanks, fine.
He's one shot now, mate.
He's weak to left there.
He's one front. Going for a flag now.
Hold him up, mate. Come in. There's two. Behind you. Oh, he's got me. Got the flag. Behind you, Jed. Bio with flag. One behind you. Fucking kill him.
Got one.
Two down.
He's gonna go
Got that,
straight
he's got
forward.
that.
Go on, set shit up. boys, let's go.
Sell for reach. Sell for.
I'm one shot. I'm one shot.
Sell for
Stun,
couple.
sorry.
I got ice. I got ice. I got ice.
Back row, really weak.
Ice is dead. Ice is dead.
Right,
One on flag still. One bomb blue as well. Bomb blue on their flag. Someone needs to watch P1 spawns.
I got it. I got it. I got it.
On, Pion cut. I didn't get the
Last
flag
minute
out.
temp off spawn.
It's fine, it's
Yeah,
fine.
he just come from P1.
Fucking stun, man. No one's got a base in, boys.
Proper cut.
One purple,
Yeah,
no,
go
two
base,
purple,
go
two
base.
purple.
Two purple cut.
I'm in the
Wait,
corner
I'm
of my
getting
base.
bio. Rotate, boys. Keep rotating round.
From purple. Two from purple.
He's in
One
bio,
from
he's in bio.
purple. There's a guy bottom purple as well. He's gonna go bio. He's gonna go bio from purple. Yeah, he's in there. He's in there.
Yeah, there now. It's TJ Haley. That's that, two down. Classic in temp. 2 minutes.
He's on that flag. He's on that flag.
I got
Top
base, I
base.
think.
He's pulling.
He's top. He's got snakes, no.
I'm pulling green. I'm coming, Judge. You two hold up.
Okay, you got snake?
Yeah. I've
Step
got
behind
that.
you.
Nice. Oh, one more. Fuck. Hold up, flag. Green round.
Outside yellow.
He might be a win. He's probably a win then.
Flag dead.
He's outside. He's outside. He's outside.
One purple, one
Bio.
weak. He's going snake.
One. Oh, he's got me. He's still there in the corner.
Nice shit.
They're going to spawn P1. Huge still.
Pion cut. I'm stunned, boys.
I'm going to have to go back to our base.
You guys back?
I'm going back to our base.
Last guy. Who was that?
He's a bio.
Got one fire. I didn't get it. Jump in, yard behind you.
Be on there. Free there. Gonna have to away.
Let's go.
There's gonna be one in there rotated back though.
Come on, blue off.
Oh, there's two there. Two with the flag.
Oh, it's fucking back purple. I played. I'm top rail. Nice, I'm
Free down.
One shot. Last guy purple, you need to push him.
He's stunned. No, he ain't stunned. He's finding distance.
Back purple.
I've got to go for it, guys.
Purple.
They
One
spawn there,
bottom. Country's flag.
They all
I'm here,
spawn
I'm here,
purple.
I'm here,
They
I'm
all
here.
spawn purple.
It's fine. He's in front now. One shot front. You're pulling it right now.
Yeah, we just keep spawning out.
Pulled it. One bio. There's two, one.
He's gone. I stun him.
There's two there.
Oh, he's fucking pre-fired it, man. Back of the base.
Far left.
It's 10 back of the base again. That's OE.
Let's get counter.
We need to try to get 10. Top flag. One purple. Don't see him, mate.
Can't do it then. It's last two.
Got 10, and there's one more.
Matt, despite eLevate being 3-0 down at the half, they've managed to make a big comeback, currently leading at 4-3. Madcat does have the flag, but I don't think he's going to be going very far.
Well, it was exactly like kind of what I said.
Yep.
I mean, you didn't expect him to have that bad of a second half. I mean, he goes on an 8-kill streak, right there playing amazing base defense, pretty much stopping TCM from overextending the 2 or 3 times they did, able to win them the game.
Game was at 3-2 at one point.
Yeah.
With TCM pulling the flag. Shane turns around, pre-fires, kills Judd in Biolab. How much of an effect did that have on that game? They could have maybe had that flag and immediately eLevate come and counter it. Got to give eLevate some mad props.
Oh, yeah. They
look
composure,
composed.
yeah.
They really did. They look great. And, well, TCM, first team to get 4-0'd in a best-of-7 format.
Yes, not something that you want to be the first to ever do.
Definitely not.
No,
Definitely not.
But eLevate just played fantastic. I mean, you couldn't have played a better series if you were eLevate. I mean, in that one, you really temped in the second half, held things down. And then Slack made some big plays all game long. I mean, 23 and 25, and he had a cap, 2 flag defense, 4 flag returns. I mean, just huge plays out of him and TJ. I mean, that's kind of the 2 players that you saw always around the TCM flag. Saw Classic over there doing a nice job as well, keeping those flags alive.
I mean, realistically, how good is this eLevate team? From what you've just seen.
When they play like that, they're capable of playing with anybody. I mean, when you get that type of AR play out of Temp, and he's that consistent, I think you can hang with any team here.
Well, here at the X Games, we are happy to say we have an analyst desk as well, and I'm happy to say I'm not the only European on the broadcast team anymore. You can't bully me. We brought over my good friend Swanee. Swanee, I know you're going to be pretty upset with TCM's performance in that one, but break it down for me. What went wrong, Swanee?
All right, thanks, guys. I thought they were referring to me as the European. I believe that. I believe that's going to be you, Swanee. But all right, so during the bracket show, I said I didn't really see many 4-0s happening because with the switch to best of 7, for whatever reason, it seemed harder for a 4-0. I thought TCM was going to be taking this series. I could not have been more wrong. Let's kick it off with that solar hardpoint first and foremost. What was eLevate doing right, man?
I mean, I don't think, firstly, I didn't expect TCM to take the series, but to 4-0 them in the first game, you know, with just how much is riding on this event, you expect at least, you know, some competition in the matchup. But aside from, you know, the 3-0, they went up 3-0 at the half on the CF. It was an absolute blowout, to be honest. 6-0 in search and destroy. You you can't allow that to happen in your first matchup. You know, it's absolute demolition. But yeah, Solar, it was relatively even, I guess. In terms of the slaying, TCM were getting slightly outslayed. Mad Cat ended up with 45 kills.
Well, for me, I mean, the respawns at least, the only time they were really keeping pace at all is when Mad Cat was going off. Because you saw in the last CTF, he started out, what, 15-5, something like that. He had the monster game. I think every player was, what, -5 to -7 pretty much on the TCM roster outside of Mad Cat, who was like +10 early. But really, we talked about like the break of the game, what, Slack went on 8 streak just to kick things off.
Well, yeah, Slack started off 9-1. I mean, even though the match was fairly close, that sort of set the pace for the rest of it. And as you said, nobody on TCM, I think a few players, both Moose and possibly Jert, I think they didn't break 30 kills, whereas everyone on eLevate had above 30 kills, so it was a real sort of team performance when it comes to slaying.
And you need Jert going off if you're TCM in pretty much every single respawn. If he's not, especially hard points, if he's not putting up those, what, 35, 40 numbers, I don't see how they're going to keep up. And, you know, Matt and Ben were so hyped on eLevate. You know, we saw that kind of coming out party, even though they had replays in Philly and for Slack to UMG, they looked so strong. Both of them picked them to be like the silver medalist. I wasn't as hyped on them, but God, did they look strong. Now, let's go to the game 2 then, comeback, which, well, the first half, I mean, 10-3, they blew the doors open there early.
Again, we've mentioned it multiple times, and I'm sure you guys have heard it multiple times. All it is glass control, glass control, glass control. That's the one area of the map you want to stack. You never particularly want to run the ball green. It's just always having an AR in glass, having the SMGs push out. I noticed TCM actually made a mistake a few times, which eLevate sort of did the complete opposite. Was for some reason, when the ball guy had no support, he'd still run forward. That's something you never want. That's a situation you never want to be in an uplink, especially on comeback.
You don't really make hero plays with the drone very frequently.
You never want to run the ball unless you have sort of 1 or 2 guys down and you have numbers. Then the first guy pushes out and the ball guy follows him. You never want the ball guy going first because it's essentially just baiting out the objective.
I talk about it sort of, obviously it's a lot different than the American football, but you kind of have your linebackers in front of you clearing the way, picking up those kills so your drone guy can move forward. You're not going to make it very far with the drone by yourself. Sometimes, you know, you'll see the guys get off that, you know, that sick 1-point toss every now and then. But for the most part, all you're going to do is give up control, like you were saying. But I mean, what are you going to do? You talk about glass control. I think Temp ended up 35-15. He went 20-6 in the second half. What do you do when you have a BAL player playing that strong in glass, just completely locking it down? How do you deal with that?
There's nothing you can do, to be honest, and I think an interesting statistic you guys might not know, but Temp ended up throughout the whole season he had a 1.36 KD on comeback, and I think
That's absurd.
It was reflected in that performance there, which he ended up with like over a 2 KD.
Yeah.
Mad Cat had a really good series, to be honest, but when Temp's playing like that, and it's always going to come down to that AR battle between Temp and Mad Cat in glass, and Temp sort of just got the better on that map, and they ended up winning 15-6.
Yeah, no, for some of the viewers at home that may not know some of the changes that happened with the recent patch, and I was curious to see how it would affect, you know, sets going into this particular game. But talk to me a little bit about the changes with Flak Jacket and Hardwire, how it's going to change people's loadouts. Did you notice anything different with the stun use in the comeback uplink, or pretty much same old?
I didn't notice anything particularly prevalent, but I mean, after the latest patch, I'll give you guys a brief rundown of what actually happened. They took out the flinch. Flak Jacket used to reduce flinch from stuns, but now obviously it's more logical that because hardwired is a counter to stuns, they've then added the reduced flinch onto hardwired. So what you're going to see now is less Flak Jacket, more hardwired, and because you're removing that first perk, it allows you to then run 2 stuns. So it's strange because they've nerfed stuns, but at the same time, people will now have the opportunity to use more stuns just because of it. Interesting, I guess, you might see more sort of double Semtex, double nades use because of the reduced Flak Jacket. I mean, it wasn't particularly that prevalent in that series.
Well, I saw on Twitter some of the guys going off just saying now, especially with Hardpoint, there's just, you know, frags everywhere now, and it just can be very difficult to deal with. But let's keep moving forward with this one. For the S&D, I basically wrote down, I wrote down Massacre. It was just... that game must have lasted 3 minutes. It was just so quick. I think I went out for a restroom break, came back, and it was 5-0. And just to be, I mean, the bathroom's about 10 yards out back. It just was such a quick match. What did you see out of eLevate? Because, you know, if we were going to talk about a game that we thought TCM would steal, it would be the S&D. it wasn't even close, man. What happened?
It was just sheer variety, I think, from eLevate, and that's one thing which is sort of imperative, is unpredictability within S&D. You know, Respawn, it's kind of a regimented, a uniform strategy. Everyone's on the same page. Everyone knows how to play the game modes. It just comes down to sort of who's making the kills. But in Search and Destroy, it opens up a lot more possibilities for sort of individual players, team pushes. Just think about, on even offense and defense, the amount of possibilities on where to position yourself, where to push. It's just endless. And I think that's something eLevate really capitalized on. Temp, 8-1. He finished it with a 7 streak again, continue his fantastic performance.
Well, I think it was an S&D series versus Envy at UMG where him and Classic combined for something like 15-1. They basically did it again. I think it was 16-3 they combined for, which is just, what the hell are you going to do? And you have 2 guys combining for 16-3 in S&D. That's wild.
I'd like to bring back man of the match. It's sort of a British thing, and we'll give that to Temp, I think. Sort of a British soccer term.
Temp certainly was the man of the match for this one. He was a top 5 KD at UMG. Looks like he's going to be headed that way as well. But enough of that series. You saw eLevate for the first 4-0. They knock out TCM. Let's pull up the bracket real quick so we can update you guys on where we're going to be headed here through the rest of the day. Again, that was just our first series. So plenty more to come. As you can see the matchups going forward, we've got Optic Gaming versus Team Caliber, Denial Esports versus Rise Nation, and FaZe versus Team Envious. Now, we talked about this earlier. You really just have to win 2 games today. You get through 2 games, you're guaranteed a medal, I believe is where it stands for this. So a lot of excellent stuff. Now, it is going to be Denial Esports versus Rise Nation. Game number 1. We are going to have a quick commercial break, then we'll be back with the action.